Tracy Koa. What up, Tracy? How you doing?
Good. Good morning, everybody.
Guys, this
This
is
is
Tracy
awesome.
Koa. She's incredible. She has done a lot of Gator deals. She's done a lot of creative finance deals. She currently is a great leader in the community. She's in Owners Club, and she is focusing a lot of her time and energy on a partnership she has with another Owners Club member on co-living. And she has this really cool thing that she's been working on. Actually, when I saw her at the office a couple of weeks ago, her and Dustin showed it to me. I was like, that's dope. Like, how does not everybody know about this? And so I asked her to come on here today to do a couple of things. Number one, Tracy Numa says, can you explain the difference between bird dog and wedging?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, I can even
Um,
share a little wedging story in
okay.
our in
Ooh, I
our
like
story.
that. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Um, and I want to just really touch on the partnership piece because the, yes, can you do real estate alone? Sure. But why not do it with other people, right? I'm going to give you an example. Dustin Jarowski and I are in Owners Club together, and in Owners Club, we're working on these 5-year goals, which we call our Mount Everest. And mine is to have help 1,000 people with affordable housing through co-living. And so is
By
Dustin's,
the
right?
way, that is such music to my ears when somebody tells me and articulates their Mount Everest clearly. Guys, when you just heard her Mount Everest, can you identify Tracy as a person and also exactly what she's focusing on for the next 5 years? Say it one more time for me. That made
Mhm.
me like so happy.
My goal over the next 5 years is to help 1,000 people get into affordable housing via co-living. So by means of co-living. So my portfolio, which is primarily co-living already, ironically, and I didn't even realize that's what I was doing, is now just purely focused on co-living properties. So not looking to pick up anything other than properties that are a good fit for co-living.
So, when you guys hear a lot of Mount Everest conversations from Owners Club members, we have both active income things that we're doing and making money on today, but we also have big 5 year goals, right? Like I believe, and a lot of my mentors believe that every 5 years you reinvent yourself. And the only way to reinvent yourself is through accomplishing this Mount Everest type of accomplishment. And so every 5 years you chase a big goal. And as you chase that big goal, obviously you get a better view, you see new peaks, new horizons, new opportunities. But more importantly, you get to the top of that peak and you go, okay, it's time for me to reinvent myself. Next challenge, next thing. And that's what Tracy's currently working on is helping 1,000 people to get into affordable housing via co-living. That is her 5 year goal. Isaac said, what's co-living? Isaac, I wish I could deviate and spend an hour on this, but I would go into the sub two Zoom vault and talk and go into the co-living series. Now, also, Tracy and Dustin are currently teaching a co-living semester inside of our community.
Yep.
Inside of Sub 2, they are talking about co-living. So anybody been showing up to the co-living semester for Tracy and
It's
Dustin?
been great. Yeah, we've had a lot of people. We have 2 weeks left this Tuesday and the following Tuesday, 2 p.m. Pacific time. Our focus this coming week is Dustin and I are going to actually walk through a couple of properties. One is already up and running, and the other is a couple weeks, maybe 2 weeks away from being operational. So we're going to walk through with photos, videos, start to finish. The last week, we're going to talk all about funding because that's a really big barrier. But you're talking about the Mount Everest, and this is what I wanted to share about the partnership piece is if you look at the metrics and you figure out, okay, on average, there's 7 people in a co-living home, and I want to put 1,000 people. Okay, that's 143 homes. Like, never in my wildest dreams did I think I wanted to own 143 homes. I still just saying it is like, oh Lord. Phew. But I can do it with partners. And that is what it's all about. When I think about I don't have to have 143 properties all by myself, it becomes completely manageable and doable. And I don't wake up in the middle of the night having a panic attack. So this leads me to Squat Up Summit. I just want to say you have to go to the places where the people are. You can have Zooms all day long, but until you meet the people in person and you vibe with each other, and I don't care what you believe in, but there is energy exchange. And we all know it. You can meet somebody and in seconds you're like, oh, they're not my people. Or you meet them and you're like, this is my people. And that's what happened last year at Squad Up Summit. I got to meet in person all the people that I've been Zooming with for a whole year and a half, but hadn't met in person. And that's when you know. So, Dustin and I met in person, and it's like we already knew we were jive pretty well together. But then when you meet in person, you're like, all right, let's go. How do we make this happen? So I just want to say, if you don't have your ticket, dude, just suck it up. Like, buy the damn ticket, because you're going to meet the people in person that are doing the things. That's the thing. If you're willing to fork up the money to go, to buy the ticket, the hotel, the airfare, you're committed. That's where the people are that you want to
Hey,
meet.
can we stop and give Tracy her flowers on how good of a storyteller she's become this last year and like how good she is articulating? And I mean, she's a natural teacher and she's amazing at so many things, but just since I've become friends with Tracy, she's gotten so much better. And me too. This year I've improved. I've watched Kyle Cargus improved. I've watched a lot of people improve in Owners Club. Tracy, I'm watching the
Kyle
side chat
Cargus.
and people are like magnetized. One, by your articulation about your Mount Everest, they're like sucked into, wait, hold on. I need to know more about this 1,000 homes or 1,000 people and the da, 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 da. Oh my gosh. And then here's the other thing she did. Okay. Check this out. She sold without selling. I got chills going all over my body watching you do this. Oh my gosh. You know how little people on the planet know how to do this?
Learned it all from you, my friend.
You just convinced me to buy a Squad Up Summit ticket without saying, go buy a Squad Up Summit ticket. You gave me the reason, you gave me the story, you made it make sense, and you added gravity to it. And then you said that, oh my, guys, look at this master saleswoman right here. Oh my word.
Oh my gosh. All right, let me talk about, before I blush anymore. So Dustin and I, in working together and working on projects together and really diving even deeper than we already had into co-living, we started, and talking with more people too. That was the other thing. We started talking with more people and learning what are people's barriers, right? Because co-living is an amazing, amazing way to support your own portfolio, but more importantly, in my opinion, helping people with affordable housing. So we just want to, that's our goal. We just want to help more people figure out how can you buy co-living properties. So we started talking to people and we started seeing these barriers that newer people were having, right? We had kind of figured out some of those because we'd been doing deals before and we knew the little nuances. And so we decided we want to help 1,000 community members. So this is now like a side gig. This is just for the hell of it, right? This is not the Mount Everest, but let's just go round numbers. So we're keeping it at 1,000. So we decided we want to help 1,000 community members get into their first co-living property, so we can support them with these barriers. Do you want me to share my screen?
Yeah, I gave you co-host. Now,
Yeah,
now
I
that you're
saw
a
that.
better
Thank you.
storyteller than me, you get co-host.
You're a riot.
Dude,
Oh my God, I love
I'm
you.
so impressed by what you just did. That
Oh,
takes
you're
people
funny.
10 years to learn what you just did, and you did it so
Well,
great.
I had no choice because, guys, let me tell you a quick side story. So this is like an hour before our first, maybe two, before our first co-living semester.
Oh, I'm so
This is a
sorry. I put
big,
so much stress on you guys.
this is such a big deal. Like, Dustin and I are asked to teach a semester's class in sub two. Like, our mind is blown. We're super nervous. So I text Pace just to thank him for, like, what an outstanding opportunity. For the next hour, he goes back and forth. Don't forget to do this. Make sure you do this. Don't mess up that. Remember this. So believe you me, I figured it out. I learned. I practiced. Okay.
She
Thank
did
you.
great. I love it.
You're a doll. Thank you. Let's see. If I make it big, can y'all see it?
Yeah, it looks great. Yeah,
Okay,
we
great.
see it full screen. It's perfect.
Perfect. Pardon me, I've got a cough. So here's some of the typical barriers to entry that we heard people having. Even in a creative deal, you're still looking at roughly $100,000 investment. You've got acquisition, conversion, furnishing. Sometimes you even end up negative equity depending on the situation. So long-term debt can be tricky. Even finding private money lenders is tricky. Then quality deal flow. That's huge, right? I mean, even if you're not looking for a property that meets the specific criteria for a successful co-living property, we're all still getting these emails every day. It doesn't matter how many times you give them your buy box, you're just getting crap, 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 crap. You're like, how is this even anything closely related to what I told you I wanted? So this is huge. You're spending hours. We've now come up with a way, this is a little side piece where we have now a team that's pre-vetting. So we're starting to offer people deal flow that's already been vetted as meeting those minimum criteria. But this is huge. Deal flow is huge. And then experienced operational team. This is not just your typical rental property. You need all the pieces. You need people to help you find the tenants. You need people to screen them. You need a management company that understands what's happening. And then the kicker is zoning, right? In most cities throughout the country, 5 to 6 non-related individuals can live in a property. So we all do it. We figured out ways to dance around it. But Dustin and I decided if we want to just make this scalable and go big and really truly help 1,000 people and also continue to do our Mount Everest and make it scalable, we had to come up with a solution that took care of some of these pieces. And now we're partnering with people. So when I say a solution, we did not come up with the idea that I'm going to share with you as far as the actual property itself. But what we decided to do is we're creating an investment club using fractional. If you don't know about fractional, I highly recommend, I'm going to put the link obviously to our fractional page, but I highly recommend you learn about it if you need to raise capital. If you currently think you do not need to know how to raise capital, you're wrong. You need to start thinking about raising capital. And by visiting the fractional website and looking at other people's pages where they're raising funds, I think is a really great way to start. You can just start to get an idea of the lingo, see what it is that people offer for returns. So anyway, we decided, okay, we're going to create an investment club where you can make a minimum investment of 10,000. We're playing around with less. We recognize that 10,000 is still a big investment for some folks. So hopefully we can find some opportunities to even go as low as 5,000.
The reality is, guys, up until a year ago, so Stella, the owner of Fractional, she's a sub two member. She saw a problem that the sub two community was dealing with, and she said, I want to solve this problem. So she went and solved this problem, created a platform. And she said, do you know how many people are alienated from investing in good opportunities because of the government? The SEC, okay, Securities and Exchange Commission, makes it nearly impossible that if you are not worth $1 million or more, that you cannot invest in quality assets. They call it accredited investors versus non-accredited investors. And what's cool is fractional allows people that are not worth $1 million to invest in quality assets. And so, yes, fractional is great for you to learn how to raise capital. But I would say fractional is even better for giving people the opportunity to invest capital as a non-accredited investor, somebody who's not worth $1 billion. And so I know that Tracy would have touched on that if I didn't put the pressure on her of like, hey, let's stay around 10 to 15 minutes. She would have touched on that more in depth.
I'm hustling.
But I would look at that as a great opportunity. If you're like, I want to get into a deal, I want to do co-living. Think about this. Guys, check this out. I don't want to beat up Rain so much today because I actually like the people that run Rain. But here's what they'll do, okay? They will put you in a world where you essentially, if you want to learn co-living or you want to learn multifamily or you want to learn another thing, it's like, okay, that's a $40,000 package and that's a $30,000 package. That's an $80,000, whatever it is there. It's whatever thing you want to learn, there's always another package for it that's only taught by them. Now, none of that money goes into an asset. None of that money is investing into a deal. What Tracy is essentially offering in this situation, this is what's so cool about being an owners club, is she's providing an opportunity for you to essentially say, hey, I want to get into co-living. Instead of me going and buying a co-living and learning it all on my own, or even having to go through my first deal like you and Dustin have gone through multiple times, how about I just invest in a deal with you, be a partner, and you can learn alongside of them. This was not possible physically, not legally possible a year ago. So if you guys ever run into Stella Hahn, she'll be at Squat Up Summit. Just thank her, give her a hug, give her a high five, and just tell her thank you for changing all of our lives. Because what Tracy and Dustin did is they go, oh my gosh, what a great opportunity this is for us to go and give an opportunity to members in the community that want to start down the pathway of co-living to just deploy capital into our deal. So they have this really cool 12 bed, 12 bath multifamily. I hope you have a picture of this bad boy.
I do. Yeah. Yeah, I do. And I want to touch really quick, I'll make it super quick. The learning alongside, that's really important to us. Now, you can invest in us and not learn anything. You can just say, here's my money, give me my return. I just am happy to know that we're helping people. Or if you really want to learn, you can be part of this from the ground up. And our goal would be that after you invest with us, you can go do this yourself. And the reason we like this 12-12
Show me
model.
the cutie. Show me the cutie photos. The one right before that. One more time. The
Oh
outside.
Lord, how do I go back? I don't know how to go back.
The arrows,
Oh,
probably.
come on.
Or
Holy
there we
moly.
go. Yeah, let's see. I want to
Oh
see the
yeah,
outside.
this one.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Super cute.
Yeah, so this is one of their models. It's a 12-12. You've got 6 upstairs, 6 down. What we love about it is everybody has their own bathroom. Obviously, it's new. The multifamily zoning is really helpful. The goal with the company we're partnering with, they're working with the city, right? They're working with them to figure out, what do you want from us to make you happy with this, for us not to have to tiptoe around and, kind of quietly pretend that we don't have, 6, 8 people in this house. There's so many benefits to that. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with how a lot of us are doing it. That's how we're doing it. It's how we're all doing it now. But ideally, we're going to change the entire industry around co-living. I don't want to have these conversations in 5 years. In 5 years, I want to be able to retrofit a house, put up a new house. I want to be able to go to a lender and not pretend, right? I don't want to go to a lender and say, oh yeah, I've just got this nice house and we're just going to rehab it, get my loan, and then have to come in on the back end and retrofit it to co-living. Those days are close to being done, because there's a big community of people in co-living, and we want to do this the right way. We want to have high standards. We want to provide very quality homes for families, or individuals, pardon me. But I want it to be like a home. I don't need to go into, I think, our long-term strategy. You can find all this out. I'm going to share our link to our
Yeah,
fractional.
put your link on there.
Yeah, let me stop sharing. I appreciate the opportunity for me to come on and share this with everybody. It's something that we're very, very passionate about. We also partner with Kaipo. So myself, Dustin, and Kaipo, we're all in Owners Club. And that's where we met. And we really, again, just solidified our relationship. And we're
Here's
all
an
very
interesting
passionate
thing.
about
I
this.
got to highlight something real fast. You guys should definitely
Mhm.
meet Tracy Koa in person. She's become a friend of mine.
Please.
But when you look at people that are articulating as well as they are around financial things and here presenting a deal and this, that, and the other, and talking about changing the industry for co-living, you forget about the journey and the climb that they've had to make it to this base camp type of spot.
Yeah.
The hard conversations, bad partnerships along the way. You forget about the fact that this woman used to be a school teacher, and she went down that path and reinvented herself, not just once, but multiple
Mhm.
times.
Yeah.
And I want to highlight that to people, because what will very frequently be forgotten is that she is you, and that you can be in this exact situation. Doesn't matter if you're a school teacher, you're an architect, if you're a garbage man, does not matter. The
Mhm.
ability to reinvent yourself is one of the coolest things about being a human being. And I've watched you evolve just in this last 12 months. And you will continue to evolve, but watching you evolve and find your path has been so fun. And then finding you and Dustin coming to my office and presenting this to me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this woman has found something that excites her to like no end. This is so freaking cool. And when you're excited at this level, you will go solve problems that nobody else is willing to go solve. And you will face adversity that nobody else is willing to face. And remember that, guys, if you're, as you're talking to Tracy, two things. One, she's been through a lot of crap to get to where she's at today.
Yeah.
And she's definitely not done going through crap. She'll go through crap until the day she dies. But that's one thing to remember. So thank her when, you know, when you see her in the hallways at Squat Up Summit. Hey, Tracy, thank you so much for doing what you're doing at co-living. Thank you for providing opportunities. That's a great way to start a conversation with anybody, to be honest. But the other thing to remember is that she is you, and that she reinvented herself just like you can reinvent yourself, and you can go find a path and you can expand that part of this industry, which really is what Owners Club is all about. It's all about, how do I find my niche and expand that niche? And how do I own that niche? How do I own that thing? And look what she's doing. Like the fact that she's here presenting to 520 people about this cool thing that her and Dustin and Kaipo were working on, like insane.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity. Yeah. If you're, like you said, you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. It's just consistency. It's doing the thing. It's that quote you say, the magic is in the work you're avoiding, could not be more true. You just got to do that. You got to do the stuff that you don't want to do. That's where it all happens. Thank you, Pace. Appreciate you.
Hey, I appreciate you tremendously. Thanks for being my homie, and thanks for all the stuff that you do. And Dustin, I got a voice memo from Dustin this morning, and I imagine you guys are just having a blast together.
Oh my gosh. The three of us we just get along so well. We have such a great time. And that's again when you find the people that you work well with, there's nothing like it. I have another partner and I have multiple partners. I have a partner, Jason Sampson in Hawaii. We partner on deals there. We have a blast. We just broke down one of our creative finance deals on a YouTube the other day. And I was looking back at some of the footage, and we're like cracking ourselves up. I mean, we're just having a blast, right? And that's what it's all about. Thanks, Space.
Thank you, Tracy. You're amazing.
You're welcome.
Guys, Tracy's Instagram is right here on her screen, at Tracy Koa, Koa, Tracy Koa. Man, it's interesting that she didn't get into RV parks because of like the KOA franchise.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. People are like, oh, like KOA. I'm like, that's right. Although if I owned a KOA, I wouldn't be talking to you on the phone right now. My assistant would.
Also, somebody just in the side chat, I don't know who just did it, but they said Koa living instead of co-living. Koa living.
Oh, dude.
I like that. That was good. People are witty, dude. Witty as hell.
I like that. Okay. I'm gonna have to play around with that. That's good times. Yeah.
Guys, 500 people hung out with me this morning. Was it worth your time to invest an hour and 45 minutes into the Zoom and just connect and just jam with everybody?
Always.
Next Zoom, I'm going to jump off, go say hi to my wife and my kids for 15 minutes. We're going to be back here. I'm going to give you guys the Zoom link one more time. And we will, of course, email this out. But the Zoom link that we will be on next is corporate structure. My attorney, Matt Sorensen, is going to be talking about my corporate structure kind of from a high level. Like, this is why this is here. This is why this is here. Da, 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 da. And then over the next 12, 16 weeks, I'm going to deep dive into individual parts of that semester. So today is a good one for you to tune into. Come in and just support Matt. Again, he has no other time but Sunday morning. If you guys could do me a favor and just show up, 500 people showing up to that Zoom would mean the world to him. Be like, oh my gosh, 500 people showed up for me on Sunday. That's amazing. It goes a long way for our guests. It goes a long way for like when I'm trying to get high quality people to our communities meetups or to our to Owners Club. Here's what's cool. When I bring people or we request somebody come speak, like Marcus Lemonis came to Owners Club back in Scottsdale. That was in June or July of last year. I didn't have a relationship with Marcus Lemonis, but when we reached out and we said, we're the sub-2 community, we're the, the immediate answer was absolutely yes. We say no to like 90% of anything that's not within a 2-hour flight, but we're saying yes to this because of your guys' reputation. So these little moments of like just supporting the people that support us, they actually do go a long way. And when we get a Jordan Peterson or a David Goggins or a Cody Sanchez or a Tim Story or whoever to show up at Squad Up Summit, it's not just because I'm friends with them and I get into the rooms with them. It's because you guys show up. So do me a favor, come hang out with us in about 13 minutes. And we're going to do some corporate structure training on a Sunday morning. I know it's a random time to do it, but it's the only time he has because he's a busy guy running a big, big company. So again, Tracy Koa, thank you so much. Dustin, shout out to you. Kaipo, shout out to you.
Thanks,
Shout out to all the
everybody.
leaders. And Dajé, we're all freaking proud of you.
Oh my gosh, yeah, Dajé, like I'm gonna reach out to you. I can't wait to connect with her.
So freaking cool.
Love it.
So
Yeah, it's
guys,
rad.
we'll see you in the next Zoom in about 13 minutes. We'll see you guys in there. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday because I sure am enjoying it so far. We'll see you guys in a couple minutes.